Everyone in the comments is convinced that the gel sequence at the end of chapter 5 is through Poppy's POV. And honestly, I get why, but they're wrong. And I'm gonna break down exactly why frame by frame, because when you actually look at the details, the truth raises a way more important question that anyone's been talking about. If you're ready to have everything you think you know about chapter 5 flip completely upside down, hit the like button, subscribe, and do not click away, because this is one you cannot afford to miss. Hey everyone, it's your friend Thinknoodles, and welcome to another video about Poppy Playtime Chapter 5. And yo, we gotta talk, guys. I cannot believe the number of comments on my Chapter 5 video telling me that I'm somehow wrong and misunderstood the story, and that the Poppy gel scene was through Poppy's point of view. And I don't think that is the debate the developers wanted us to have, whether it was us versus Poppy's POV. All right, let's load up the sequence so you guys can see what the debate is, and I'll give you a reason. I can see why. I can kind of understand it. So we jump off of here, huge explosion. The prototype goes into the wall there. We think hey, maybe we beat him. Maybe this is the end. Well, obviously it isn't. We've got Poppy there. Giblet looking back like, dude, you did it. Oop. And Giblet's backing up. Poppy's backing up. We all start to run. Giblet hides there. Poppy runs over here, turns around, tries to get out, watches us get stabbed. And yes, us. We did get stabbed there. Now, this is where people get confused. They see the prototype reach over Poppy's head. Screen goes black. And then we wake up and are carried into the Poppy gel. Get a good look at his face one more time. Don't see Poppy there, and we are dropped into the Poppy gel. Now, during this scene here, there's a few things that happen. One, it happens in real time. This is not a dream sequence. This is actually happening. Now, listen closely. You hear the heart rate? It's speeding up. The heart rate's going faster and faster and faster and faster. Really, really fast. Like, too fast, okay? And this is, I believe, the Poppy gel regenerating the wound that the prototype just inflicted. It's healing us. And then you hear, if you listen closely behind the music, the heart rate stops. Poppy's talking to us.
Your conscience finally getting the better of you. May you descend into the dark and the dust.
And then
Welcome home.
we die. Now this obviously is a callback to Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 when we saw the nightmare. This is why people are asking whether it was a dream sequence or not. That actually happened to us as we died. Then Giblet revives us. Now, few things happened here. That door is open. So people think, oh, he dipped her in the Poppy gel and then took her away. And we somehow switched point of view to her and then back, which doesn't make sense. Okay, so the simplest explanation by many as to why it is actually Poppy's POV versus ours is right here. It has to do with when we are stabbed by the prototype, right? Stop! All right, let's just go to exactly where we end up falling. I cannot listen to her anymore. Right here. Okay, right here is where we are when the prototype picks us up. Okay, let's get out of the ground here. Let's look down. So if I look that's a little bit further than down. But the prototype has dropped us right here. If I look in the camera, this is where I am in relation to that. So if we just look down and then go straight up, we are right here. So basically in the middle of this square, right on this line, right? That's where we are when he supposedly grabs Poppy. And people are theorizing that we wake up in the exact same location, so therefore we just landed there, and then Giblet revives us after Poppy's been dropped in the gel and taken away. So let's get back in to the camera and see where we actually wake up. And there we go. Right here, Giblet wakes us up. Can we get out? Yes, we can. And where are we? we are actually a full tile back. We are right next to this drain here. Actually, if we just unpause it for a second, our vision will straighten out.
I thought you were gone.
And we can go right back into the camera there. Yeah, wait.
I thought you were
Okay,
gone.
you're doing this now, huh? So see where we are here? We are right next to this grate here. But when we lost our camera and supposedly went to Poppy's POV.
I thought you were gone.
Okay, you gotta stop, bro. Hold on.
I thought you were gone.
Can you? Okay. You done? Okay, there we go.
I thought you were gone.
We were actually right here. So we did not get revived in the same spot. We were further away from the door. Also, speaking of positioning, just before the camera goes out, this is where people think it looks like the prototype is grabbing Poppy. Yes, it's an iconic scene with his shadow surrounding Poppy and her head bowed in despair. However, if you jump out of the camera and you have a look where the claw actually is, it's where we were, right here, and it is just his shadow by her. So from Poppy's actual POV, look how far away he is. Also, I'm just noticing his head ain't even looking at us. But as you can see, he is nowhere near her and not picking her up and putting her into the Poppy gel. So that part of the theory is busted. Back to the scene, it seems like most people seem to forget a key detail of what happened at tea time at Lily Loverade's. You can see the gruesome details here. Poppy only has a left eye now. When the prototype broke her head, she lost her right eye. So once again, as we fall to the ground and we see him almost grab her, but grab us instead, at this point in the POV, we have two eyes. If we were missing our right eye, it would look like this. Okay, two more parts of this theory that can be busted before the final absolute proof that this is our POV and we can put this all to bed. One, this right here is a mortal wound. This is how he killed Huggy Wuggy. This is how he killed Kissy Missy. And this is how he killed Catnap. Do you think that these 4 fingers of his huge claw piercing our body are something that Giblet could just shock us to revive us with? No. We would need something like Poppy Gel, which is confirmed to regenerate tissues in order to heal from this wound so that Giblet can revive us. We would bleed out here without the Poppy Gel. It wouldn't be as simple as, oh, you fall to the ground and Giblet just wakes you up again. And finally, with this change in POV, when have we ever done that in Poppy Playtime? Now, I know what you're gonna say, we just did it with Huggy Wuggy, but if you remember, in those memory sequences, it always showed us that we were looking through Huggy Wuggy's eyes, whether it was the mist for the memory or showing us Huggy Wuggy's hands. If this were Poppy, we would have the one eye and we would probably see her hair covering, more indications. So the developers force us to understand that it was Poppy's POV and not ours. And speaking of developers and Mob Entertainment employees, here is Amber on the Poppy Playtime Discord fully confirming that this was our POV. This right here happens to us. Let's ask the real question that we should be asking about this scene and not talking about whose POV it is now that we know it is the player. Why? Why did the prototype do this to us? He has had so many opportunities to kill us. Actually, from the very beginning of the game, when we got the blue hand in chapter 1 and walked up to what we thought was a Huggy Wuggy statue, but it was actually Huggy Wuggy giving us a key so we could enter Playtime Co. and continue our march toward the prototype. He could have had Huggy Wuggy attack us right then. We would have nowhere to go but leave. But he invited us in. He welcomed us in because he needs something from us. And here in this scene, when he skewers us and drops us into the poppy gel, this is what he does. This is what he does with other toys, other bigger bodies. He creates his own experiments, and we may just have become one. Now, I was thinking, what does he actually need from us that he can't get from his experiments? What is different about us than anything that the prototype can create? And there's only one thing I can think of. We are special because 1, we are a human, and 2, we are a former employee of Playtime Co. We've been running around this factory for 5 chapters now, and if there's one thing that stands out, it's the grab pack. Whether it's grab pack 1.0, 2.0, or this new to us grab pack with the new hands, we've been using these grab packs to get through different parts of Playtime Co, to open things, to unlock things, to do puzzles. And I think maybe these grab packs only work on humans, and not just humans, but former Playtime Co employees. Maybe they have some sort of biosignature unlock that they won't operate unless a Playtime Co employee is using them, and he needs us to use our grab pack to unlock something that he and any of his creations cannot. So this final scene here from our POV is his attempt to injure us, turn us into one of his experiments, and hopefully control us so that we can unlock what he needs in Poppy Playtime Chapter 6. Let me know if you guys have any theories below, but also make sure you spread that it is our POV as confirmed by me and all of my research and by Mob Games themselves, so we don't get the wrong information out there, and so that we're asking the right questions about what's coming up in Chapter 6.